And then we'll be back. I'm gonna keep hammering away at this Bastion, and hopefully it'll quit kicking my ass. Enjoying it though. Really like difficult games. Back here after a while. Appreciate the patience, guys. Had to ventilate my house a bit here. Wee bit too hot to keep streaming, so I had to cool her down some. It is still the O show, no matter how hot and humid San Diego gets. It is really a shame though. This climate went from being my favorite to the worst I've ever lived in, and pretty much due to heavy pollution over the past 5 years or so. Kind of made San Diego into a more tropical, humid, hot area instead of the Mediterranean kind of coastal climate it once had. So it really is a shame. But it's all good to me because I'm moving in January. Just kind of frustrating right now how hot it stays at night because the computer makes it pretty hot. It's all good though. I'm not here to moan. Just want to let you guys know why I had to take some time. But let's get back into some Bastion here. I'm still having fun even though the game is kicking my ass. Just hope you guys aren't getting too annoyed seeing the levels over. I'm going to turn off the idols this time, I think, and see how much easier that really makes it. Can't believe it's 87% humidity right now, though. That's crazy. That's like Florida, man. Who wants to live in Florida?
Few places steeped in history and sweat so much as this. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. But now, the greatest outpost past the city line is nothing but a freak show. The army's
This might be a lot easier. With the idols off, this might be a lot easier. I just feel, you know, in a way defeated because I had to turn off the idols, but guess I gotta swallow my pride, right?
Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam, just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check.
So this kind of substantially changes the difficulty, to be honest. It seems like if you're looking at it from an economical perspective, enabling the idols is a lot of risk for not a lot of reward.
Whole place shudders in a fit. The grand rail of Point Lemaine. Not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. Grand rails all grown over with things the Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf.
This is the bullet hell segment of Bastion.
Kid lets a few of them slip by. Lunkheads settled in like they own the place.
Jugger asks, what did you do for work, Davo? When you disappeared for a few years. I know you mentioned corporate work. I was at the end, my job title was Senior Technical Manager for Apple Care, which is the phone tech support for Apple products. So basically I had like a team of 12 individuals who were like the supervisor on the phone, so to speak, when you called in for help. And I was their boss. I took care of their payroll, their schedule, their benefits. I, listened to their calls, told them how they could get better, had a weekly meeting, yada yada yada. I was like their coach slash boss. It was a very cool job. I also did training for Apple, and I wrote some of the articles on the Apple Help website. But after a while, I just realized that the corporate thing wasn't really for me. Now, this is kind of interesting. On this lower difficulty level, I can use the hunting rifle a little bit like the musket, because it does enough damage to actually cause a problem.
Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers coughing fungus everywhere.
So I think what I'll do from now on is try it with idols, and if I don't one-shot it, I'll go ahead and switch to no idols. I think that'll be better for everybody. Moose asks, are the logic boards, which is what Apple calls them, on MacBooks replaceable? Yeah, they are. Not user replaceable though. You're gonna have to have Apple do it. GPV asked, did you have an interviewing couch? No, I just had a desk. I had an office though. Jugger asks, what made you quit? Displeasure with Apple? Apple switched to a different management system, which is, in my opinion, a very poor management system, and it almost immediately showed in the results. But it means that things shifted from a focus on the customers to a focus on the shareholders, which I couldn't really give a fuck about, so that was kind of my cue to exit. But I really enjoyed the experience. You know, I would have done the same thing no matter what.
Place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rail's seen much more fighting in bygone times.
Alright, let's switch back over to my preferred setup here. Final warning. Love that ability name. Let me grab a sip of my drink here. Yo, man, it's like an intimate crowd tonight at the O Show. Appreciate you guys hanging out, picking out some Bastion with me. I'm enjoying it, man. It's really good. I think I just need to try the idols one time, and then if I get owned, disable them. For your and my sake, you know? So I guess it's a good time to ask like random ass questions you might have.
Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura-Celanian War.
The main thing I'm noticing from disabling the idols is how A, little HP everything has, and B, how little damage things are doing to me. The little grenade that happens after an enemy dies,
Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up.
That's not really that big of a deal. It's mostly the regenerative health and the increased DPS and the increased HP that really make the game tough. But I might get away with only enabling the idols that aren't really a big deal, just to scam some extra fragments and XP, you know? Maybe I'll take a look at that the next time at the Bastion. Which idols make the enemies actually tougher and which idols are a gimmicky thing that I can just turn on for extra XP. Ha ha ha. That's the compromise. Moose asks, when are we seeing Off and Space Funeral? I'm very interested in both. Sooner or later, man. The O show's definitely not going anywhere.
So maybe we didn't get their sign off on the whole Grand Rail thing.
So I'll be streaming anything and everything eventually. If you aren't familiar, Off and Space Funeral are both indie RPGs made with RPG Maker, which are both kind of lauded for having quite good development despite their indie origins. I mean, RPG Maker is about as indie as it gets. And off especially looks like it could be very kind of in my alley. It's my pro strat for the guys who jump. Just musket them off the edge, you know?
The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs.
Get out of here, peckers. Nobody wants you. Who wants a bunch of peckers in their face when they're trying to play video games? Not this guy.
Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him, though.
Alright, this is where this shit was hitting the fan last time.
There on the rails, turn it into Swampweed Central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath?
I kinda am right now, yeah. Yo, that was a speedrun strat right there. Intentionally die so you spawn on the other side of the barrier.
Well, let me tell you.
That's fucking pro tier. Telling you. That was pro tier. That was a speedrun strat that I just developed. Ooh, so I found 2 items to upgrade the Army Carbine. I may actually upgrade the Army Carbine. It's almost as fun to use as the musket, so... I've got a lot of spare fragments, so might as well, you know? Check it out at least. That was very trippy though, how that like,
But then at last, it's the end of the line.
That death actually helped me out in that circumstance. Well, not death. I mean, falling off on purpose actually helped me out there. It kind of makes me very curious to check out a Bastion speedrun. I bet there's all kinds of places where falling off on purpose is actually to your benefit. Pretty cool. This game has a whole lot of depth to it. Despite its deceptively simple appearance.
Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not just another wallflower, pincushion, mind you.
I have no idea what the little lights are that you can shoot with the musket, but I like compulsively shoot them. Feels good, man.
At first he thinks it's Zolf,
Oh man, I was like, if it's Zolf, I'm gonna like unload all the musket into him, but as you can see, it won't let me.
Wrong. This is for you, says the man. Then wham. When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. The only words Kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia.
Oh shit. So Zia is an Ura who is chilling at the Bastion. You found her as a survivor of the Calamity. And Zolf is the dude who bailed after fucking up the Bastion. And this is a letter from him to her in Ura, which you can't read. Yo, Steak, would you do me a favor and like send me that on Steam so I can click it later? I want to watch that speed run, 15-minute speed run of Bastion. That seems about right.
What's a kid to do?
That'd be very enjoyable to watch while taking a shit.
He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it?
I love how the kid falls, like, face plants constantly. And, it's like a gimmick. I have no idea what that does. Disclaimer.
Kid arrives just in time to sample Zia's famous cooking.
Based on that skin, it looks like she killed a fucking leopard and we're gonna have some leopard stew. Gotta see all my pets here. You know, there's all kinds of shit I can do, but the first thing I'd like to do before I forget to do it is take a look at the shrine and enable only cheesy idols and see how that does. Instead of actually making the game hard, just enable the ones that are cheese. Like that increases Hense, increases their DPS. No. I think a Kobe makes them drop the grenade, which is okay. Faster enemies with faster attacks. No, thank you. Enemies with higher HP. Not for me. Enemies can parry. Nah. Enemies have regeneration. How about I give them parrying ability? Bam. So I got a little bit of an XP and fragment bonus without making the game obnoxiously hard. Just for the purposes of the stream, so I don't have to play the levels over and over. I personally tend to play games on the hardest difficulty, but I can recognize when it doesn't really apply. Thank you, Steak. What's good, by the way, if you're just getting cozy on the Infinite Couch, it is the O Show. Just taking it easy tonight, continuing my first Bastion playthrough. Hope you had a lovely Monday. For a lot of people, they don't like Monday, but I love it. I clean my house top to bottom every Monday. Feels very good, man.
He wolfs down too much too fast, and it all goes to his head.
Oh shit, so this is another item in the Bastion you can use and go on a...
I've said a lot about the kid, but he ain't the only one wrapped up in all this.
interdimensional trip. So this is what happens if you eat Ura cooking, guys. Beware. This is like the most beautiful level in this game so far. I just want to actually admire this for a second and have a sip of my Pepsi here. Glad you guys have decided to spend a little bit of time on the Infinite Couch tonight. Are we still A-okay on the audio and the game? Is everything copacetic? And I wish I could have these stars as like one of the backgrounds for the stream. That was very well done.
What's he thinking? Well, let me see if I got this straight. I only heard it once.
Sometimes those nades actually work out to my advantage because they can hurt the enemy.
Once there was a normal Ura girl, but she wasn't born in the Tassel terminals like the rest of her people. She was from Ceylondia.
I actually really love these like wave battle interludes that they do. It's another extremely well designed aspect of this game. Like I was saying earlier, man. Supergiant Games, the developer of Bastion and Transistor, they've definitely got design down. I haven't played through Transistor.
Taken in and raised inside the city, on condition they would never return to the terminals.
Yet, myself. But, I've watched a lot of it, and it looks just as good, if not better.
Ura refugees who came into the city had to stay for life.
I know that one of you guys in the chat disagreed.
Secrets leaking out. Mama passed away from birthing complications, leaving the girl trapped inside that city with no one but her father.
So this is another wave battle similar to taking a hit off the pipe. Let's see how I can do since I've already loaded in. You can leave or reset it at any time with that skyway over there.
Father was sharper than a brusher's pike, so he got a job working for the city's mancers. His daughter barely saw him.
Alright, let's see if my time-honored musket strat will work.
Her father told her nothing of her Ura heritage. He told her nothing of the mancers. It's for your own good, he said.
You guys can just kill each other, that's fine with me. I don't mind. I can wait.
She took to studying the arts, learned more through music than history books, gained a knack for strings and songs.
I'm hunting these birds now, darling. I'm trying to hunt these birds.
At first, she tried to be like other girls, but her classmates spread word that her father was an Ura trader selling out the city.
So I got transported back to Kentucky there for a moment, and I thought I was pheasant hunting. That's what it felt like. I'm sorry, guys. The redneck came out for a moment. So I had to get high real quick. Alright, I'm good.
One young man stood up for her, or so he led her to believe. He knew much of her heritage, and she grew fond of him.
Oh, really? One of these guys? Nice. Good old ankle gaiters. I think this battle track is like one of my favorite songs in the game. Really love it. Woo. Had to let her get me one time, you know, like to be sporting about it. She's in the faster, angrier phase now. The last time I just let her go. This time I must kill you, my dear.
The young man convinced her to take him to her family den to meet her father. Spoke of how he wanted to meet a man from the terminals.
Alright, we done with them quails over there? Good.
When the young man greeted her father in the Ura's native language, her father flew into a fit of rage and threw them out.
Daka Daka was good, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. You said you have the Bastion soundtrack, and it's outstanding. You're damn right it's outstanding. Oh, shit. Sorry. Got distracted by this track. This is another amazing track. Got all excited.
I dig my hole, you build a wall.
Yeah, I hope it gives me some health tonics after this wave. This track in particular is like one of the best songs I've heard in a video game.
The young man never told her that the
shit.
girl's native language is not to be used by foreigners. To do so is a terrible insult.
The Littlest Crypt. Yo, that is an incredible name. Thank you for following the channel, man. I appreciate it. That does get us just a little bit closer to unlocking Chivo number 2.
Now, where were we?
At 2,000 follows, so big ups, man. I appreciate it. The Littlest Crypt. That's a dope name.
It was then that she decided to escape. The two of them could flee the city together and go to the Tassel terminals.
Dig my hole, you build a wall.
And that is where Final Warning
Hide
comes in
inside the
handy,
garbage
big
bin
time.
Until it got ingested by a scumbag. Then let him slosh on out of the city for disposal.
Wall is gonna fall.
Oh wow, double.
Build that city on a hill. Build that city on a hill. Someday those tears are gonna spill. So build that wall and
How MLG is this right here? Whoa! You got a piece of me. Yeah, man.
Come build that wall up to the sky.
Oh, ouch.
That wall up to the sky. Someday your bird is gonna fly.
Oh.
That wall until it's done. That wall until it's
Lost my train of thought there.
Ooh, alright, one down.
dig my hole, build a wall. Dig my hole,
Ooh, ow, my butt.
Her plan almost succeeded.
Ooh,
but
give me
the
these.
authorities were already there.
Oh,
when
yeah,
that
oh,
scumbag
yeah.
sidled up to the city walls.
5 rounds remaining. Frankly, this wave is, I'm gonna say it, for the birds. I did it. I did it. I punned. I'm cool now.
The young man had sent the authorities a tip. Told him her father was using her to sell secrets to the Tassel terminals.
It's all about patience. He said, getting hit. Oh shit, Jugger owned me. He says that joke was cheap. And he's good with puns, but I'm clearly winging it. Very true.
She and her father were arrested for treason, but her father got a deal. Returned to work for the Mansers, and she'd go free. Before they parted ways for the last time, her father whispered a desperate plea. Hurry home to the den and lock yourself in.
That wave was a little thorny. I'll be the first to say it. That was a little thorny. I have no idea what the fuck is shooting at me right now. It's like everything in the game. I've got my tiny little, like, safe haven over here. Like, what the fuck is shooting those giant snot balls at me? I can, like, send them back like a fucking volleyball, though, so that's nice. I wonder if my guy goes service when he sends them. What the fuck is that thing? Spit it out, baby. Tell me how you really feel. Am I like doing something wrong? No, I just had that many hit points. Lordy.
Down underground. she found a journal written in her father's hand.
Final wave. I gotta fight myself in mirror format. Oh, fuck. I'm not very good with apparitions here. Oh, shit.
The next day, the door to the den turned to ash. The girl came up for air, and she saw the calamity all around her.
Nice. So we got through the entire reflection from the cook pot. Very cool. I might have to go through the one from the hash pipe.
When the kid wakes up, his world's still in pieces, just the way he left it.
Yo, peace out, Moose. Have a good rest, man. Thanks for spending some time on the Infinite Couch this evening. Damn, that was fun. So that is almost exactly like this one. I just haven't completed this one yet. It looks like the benefits to completing them are learning more about the characters, like you learn about the origin of her through that one, Zia. And I got a shitload of fragments, so... And I'm pretty happy with the shrines I have enabled as well. So that's all very well and good. Let's do this real quick.
It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place.
I think the next thing I'd like to go ahead and upgrade is probably this. The True Memorial grants access to new vigils. Alright.
The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over.
So now there's more stuff I can do to get shard rewards. It looks like I completed this one. Survive a trip to who knows where, which is the wave battle. With at least one shrine activated. That's what we just did.
The faith. Mother, this one's for you.
Could the calamity have undone the gods themselves, or is the Pantheon still watching over the world? I think it is. What did you do for food back when you were living on Prosper Bluff?
Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get.
Can you read this? It's addressed to you.
The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zulf.
So instead of go west, young man, it's actually go east, young lady. I got it. It's meant for Zia. Isn't this Zulf's handwriting?
Zulf's messenger was one of his people. Wonder just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zulf told him.
Alright, I'm happy with my loadout. I don't know if I want to upgrade any weapons I'm not actively using just yet. So I think I'll chill for now, but I might upgrade the army carbine in the future. I haven't
If you're
leveled
feeling low, count on the buttery flavor of our own Bastion bourbon.
enough to get another spirit. Nothing I want from Lost and Found. I'm happy with my shrine. So I don't really have much to spend. My fragments on quite yet. That's all good. Let me grab a sip of my drink here, guys. Having some delicious Pepsi. Stretch out my hands after that wave battle. Hope you guys are having a chilled out Monday evening. Mine's very, very good. House is looking nice and clean. Laid back here, enjoying some Bastion. Chilling with y'all. It's all good. Steak asked, is there any disadvantage to upgrading? I don't think so. I would just feel stupid if there's something I wanted to buy to use and I had wasted my fragments on dumb shit that I'm not using. That's all.
The shards are getting harder to find.
There's such a variety of weapons, though. It's very nice. You can tell they're trying to suit all playstyles. There's one for the carbine. I may do that one. I bet that one's probably fun. But I'm honestly kind of trying to finish the game. So I can see what New Game Plus is all about and kind of move on to another game. Because we've been playing Bastion here on the Infinite Couch for like weeks now. Colford Cauldron. Here it simmers in this unstable area which once pierced to the heart of the world.
No risk of Colford Cauldron ever erupting again, they used to say. Guess they were wrong. Not everything blew up in the Calamity.
I have to say, I'm enjoying the level design more as the game goes on.
Here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt.
Daka says, I really need to buy Transistor, which is another game from this developer's Supergiant. One of the Osho viewers was kind enough to donate Transistor to the Osho, so I will be doing a Transistor playthrough on down the line.
They're all survivors too.
Oh great, now I'm gonna have feels about killing all these indigenous animals. Great. You can't do that to me, narrator.
Best to keep out of the cauldron.
the narrator's like, the beasts of the wilds are survivors too. Survivors that you happen to be murdering wholesale, left and right, all day, every day. That's all. Survivors that you're murdering.
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this.
A pride which you stamp out with each murder you commit. Thanks, narrator, making me feel really good about myself.
As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron.
The game's like, yo, what if I'm busy, game? Did you ever think of that?
That learning led to some interesting inventions. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands.
So, the game has replaced my war machete with what appears to be a flamethrower. I'm definitely not going to complain about that.
Playing with the cauldron's fires became an addiction.
Kinda cool. You can like torch it. I'm kind of waiting for all these green dudes to like rush me, you know? Any moment now. The something heavy is another upgrade item.
Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here.
I'm still thinking the trusty
Other things we're better off not knowing.
musket and war machete combo is really what a man wants to do. Volleyball that shit. Get out of here.
The unforgiving scent of sulfurous dirt.
I reckon the flamethrower slash billows makes a pretty good gardening tool, though. That's definitely true. Alright, let's awaken all these guys, can I? I'd like to wake them all up. The game will let me. Hello?
Taste the air so hot it sticks to your lungs.
There we go. I wanted to use my final warning power. The thing that made musket rain from the sky. Hope you guys hanging out on the Infinite Couch tonight are having a good time. Having a chilled out Monday evening. It is the O Show. Just put in some more progress on this, my first playthrough of Bastion. Super laid back. And up to very difficult. Action RPG by Sledgehammer, or not Sledgehammer, sorry, Supergiant, who also developed more recently Transistor, which has similar gameplay.
All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. You can cook those things, but you can't eat them.
I'll try, by damn. If you cook it, I'll try to eat it. Don't tell me what I can and cannot eat, game.
We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway.
Alright, so as cute as the fire bellows are, I'm gonna grab my trusty war machete, but the weapon choices in this game are all very cool. I could see one intrigue of doing the New Game Plus mode would be trying a completely different weapon setup. I could see that being pretty nice. Coverson, have fun at the bar, man. Thanks for spending some time on the Infinite Couch. And the parade
The more ash we swept aside, the more life we found.
of inappropriately named creatures continues up there with the pecker nest.
Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash. place is inhospitable as they come. But still we pressed on.
Muskets.
After all, when we look down inside Colford Cauldron,
Another little known gardening tool. You just use them to blast away any unwanted foliage might be in your landscaping area.
look down through all the smoke and flames. We saw in there the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity.
Are you sure this isn't Mount Doom? I think I've seen this before. I think this is Mount Doom, bud.
We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. Kid's thinking he's got to trek all the way back around the cauldron.
It's cool.
Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more.
Oh shit.
Well, it ain't polite to stare. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. Kid don't shed any tears for him, though.
You know an alternative title for this game? Tell me if you guys are in on this. An alternative title for this game should have been Pecker Blaster. I feel like if they had gone with Pecker Blaster, they probably could have picked up a huge market that the developers originally missed out on. Bastion, and then like a colon, and then Pecker Blaster. What about that? I think that sounds ingenious to me, personally. Peace out, Jugger. Thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Definitely. Definitely. Hope to see you there, man. Pecker Wrecker. That's way better steak. Petition to rename Bastion to Pecker Wrecker. Another good alternative title would be Bastion, or How to Garden with Weapons. Has a good ring to it.
With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it. It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again.
Oh, right. So I believe that next I'd like to go ahead and upgrade the shop. The True Lost and Found grants access to additional inventory, including new spirits.
We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
Ooh, it looks like we've completed another vigil. I found enough mementos, 15. Nice. That's quite a big reward.
The culture. A still life of old unwanted keepsakes.
The Sales were a sentimental people and would pass their precious heirlooms to their friends and children. Like all of us, right? Wow. Do you know if this egg's supposed to be making a muffled chirping sound?
We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight.
Unlocking that pet sitter achievement. It's nice that you can get friendly versions of all the animals in the game. That's very kawaii. Those birds can breed just about anywhere, can't they?
They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now.
I notice it does not say pecker. You feel me? They knew. They knew. They fucking knew. Alright, so we got a bunch of skills for some of the weapons I'm not using. Though this Graver Slash seems interesting. I'm just really in love with that Final Warning move. Looks like I haven't unlocked yet more weapons. I will buy the upgrade for the War Machete.
Finders keepers.
Something wrong. Ooh. Ooh, just a flat 15% damage resistance. You know, I might as well buy all these. I've got plenty of fragments. Plus 5% to turn zealous after defeating a foe. And while you're zealous, plus 200 damage for 3 seconds. Whoa. Gain health by striking foes, but health tonics are less potent. I'm actually not going to waste on that. It's not that interesting to me right now. The others were so cheap. Gain health by countering. Okay, interesting. Here we go, and some more idols. I will unlock these. Nice. Quite a nice... I'll go ahead and buy that just because I've got a little extra. Okay. Cool. Got some goodies going here. If we take a look in the shrine, I've found a couple more of these idols here. Lemaine, god of hope and despair, foes shall induce sloth with each strike. Before each battle, soldiers prayed that the Mason King grant them high morale. So I bet that means if enemies hit me, they slow me down. Could be interesting to turn on. But I tend to have a mobile playstyle, so I might leave it off. And who else was it? Ludwig, god of impulse and bravery. Foes cause harm if you touch them. The morning stallion affects the wishes of all people upon the break of each new day. Tell you what, I won't invoke that one, but I will invoke Lemaine, the god of hope and despair.
Lemaine.
I do love that the gods are all gods of diametrically opposed opposites. That's very clever. Alright, what, that one currently gives me an extra life, and I hurt surrounding foes. I think I'm gonna disable that one and switch it for... Could do that one, gain health by blocking. Flat damage resistance could be interesting. I'm actually very interested in this zealous one. Health tonics fully restore health and plus 2 health tonics. Oh yeah. Way more damage when doing counters. Oh yeah. Automatically retaliate when injured. That one doesn't seem to do a whole lot for me. So perhaps we'll swap that one for gain health when I counter, since I counter all the time. We've got Mender Mead filled with herbs and vitamins that promotes wellness. Fragrant herbal bouquet. I love mead. And Graver Gimlet. Photosensitive beverage with a mild chalky flavor brewed underground. Potent effects come and go unpredictably. I like it. Jake says Pecker and Squirt, a pornographic sitcom. Yeah, that's what I was hoping it would say that, so I could be like, oh wow, but they outwitted me.
Folks say Mender Mead's good for you. It's like an herb garden in full bloom.
Do some work over here in the forge. I believe I can update my war machete. Alright, so I got a choice here. I can make attacks cripple and deal more dot. Or I can increase my critical chance overall. I like the extra dot and crippling. Scumbag tip. Nice. A noxious point containing small hidden reservoirs of scumbag muck.
Points just don't get any sharper than that.
Was that it? I don't think I had, yeah, nothing for the musket. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm still happy with my setup here. Alright guys, I'll tell you what, I think it's time for another break here. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. It is the O Show. I can see who's here in chat, and it looks like everyone here is a regular, and that's kind of a cool feeling. Like some bros hanging out on an infinite couch, watching some video games. It's almost like that's why I kind of try to get the stream to be how it is, you know? Almost like it's on purpose. Let's take a break. I'm gonna stand up, stretch, get some fresh air, cool down the house a little bit. And then I'll be back with some more Bastion. Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm glad I mixed up the idols I had. It was kind of too difficult to have a good time streaming. And it seems like cranking up the difficulty to that level is something more I'd want to do off stream, because it involves replaying levels a whole lot. But let's all take a moment to take care of ourselves for a second, and then meet back here in a few. Hope you're having a lovely Monday evening. God damn, that is a jam right there. Dude. Sometimes the tracks that come up on the shuffle blow my fucking mind. It is the O Show. Congratulations. You are among the chillest people who do watch the broadcast. Gonna jump back into some Bastion here. Play a bit more. But this will be the last play session coming up here. I really do want to thank you guys who come out to the O Show time after time. We're steadily attracting a very chill, positive, respectful group of people. But that group of people doesn't really exist if it were not for the members of that group. So well done. Well done.
We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan.
It is held inside the remains of a holy mountain once filled with flora and fauna.
Not much left of Mount Zan nowadays. It's like a cross between a zoo and a prison break. Can't rightly call Mount Zan a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go.
Yo, that's rude. Not trying to fight nobody in this foliage. What is this, Arma?
Good thing for those beasts the Calamity saved leftovers. We only found their little lair because they found themselves a little shard.
So I do want to point out probably the first negative I would say about the game, and that is it's at this point it a little bit feels like a bit of a stretch, you know what I mean? They were trying to get as much as they could out of the plot and story and stuff, so things are beginning to get a little bit repetitive, which is okay. I mean, some games that's their whole modus operandi, is to be repetitive as hell. But I am noting a little bit of repetition now. They've done a pretty good job of keeping everything very fresh to this point. But now we're settling into like a rinse and repeat kind of thing. So hopefully the levels and the bosses will continue to be pretty varied.
Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find.
Ah, so that's one advantage of killing the little light things. It can sometimes count as a proc for my zealot thing.
The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own.
Do what? Wilderness Bastion, huh? Might be pretty good. We'll have to subjugate it and take it over for ourselves.
Drag their children into this.
I don't really see any reason to fight you. But I don't think that I won't. Oh, dude, Garmuth is protecting the shit out of that one. Did you see? That was 5 procs in a row. Only to me does that type of shit happen.
Right now is put them down quick and clean.
Wow, man. So this level, the foliage gimmick was interesting, but I'm glad they didn't make you do that shit the whole time. Wow, that is very cool there. Hiding an enemy in the bush like that. Alright, gotta give him some credit there. I'm also noticing the level is a lot more abundant in healing potions and general health than any of the other levels have been so far. This is like standing out as having more of that type of stuff.
There's only one kind of mercy left these days.
Did I just pick up a mortar? Oh my god. Daddy might have a new favorite, guys. I have to be real. It might be all about the mortar now. Oh man, that's pretty cool. I don't know, the musket has an obscene amount of versatility, but the mortar is pretty cool, I have to admit. Like, check that shit out. Kadunk. Blam!
What the city left behind, those beasts took for themselves.
Haha! It got a deflection proc from Garmuth and it still blew up. Lovely. Very interesting weapon. I bet with a mouse it would be devastating, but I like using your controller with this game. Cool, man. But now I'm gonna switch over to the trusty scrap musket. Sergio says, I had no idea this game was this long. You and me too, brother. This game is much longer than I expected, which I'm honestly quite pleasantly surprised. I just don't know how much time I'll spend in New Game Plus. I'll at the very least check it out. Yeah, what's up, Mazo? How's it going? I figured you would like the mortar. I enjoy it, but it seems like the musket's more versatile. And that's the official O opinion.
Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game, not just ours.
Yo, I leveled, I think.
Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast.
Holy shit, man. The upgraded war machete with that damage over time is no joke.
Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place. They've rounded up their survivors, just like we have.
Yeah, but, I mean, they're trying to kill me, so quit trying to make me feel bad about it, narrator. Whose side are you on, man? Whose side are you really on? I'm over here forced to use illegal drugs in my quest to save you guys. And then you have, you know, the audacity to give me shit about it, narrator? I don't know, man. It seems to me that a lot of folks who played Bastion
cores and shards, just like we have,
didn't finish it. You know, they got about midway and were like, "Yeah, that's enough." And like I mentioned earlier, I could totally see that. Definitely gets a little bit repetitive after a while.
Just like we have.
But I always like to finish games on the stream, so I will
We just
definitely
really
be
need their shard.
finishing and showing off a bit of New Game Plus. Oh man, the moral dilemma, having to take the shard from the beast. Ooh, wrong direction. That is some moral dilemma. I'd probably feel a little bit less bad if the beasts weren't constantly trying to kill me. You know? What is good, by the way, if you are just now getting cozy on the Infinite Couch, man, it is the O Show. We're kind of headed toward the end of the stream here. If you type !uptime into the chat, you can see how long the show's been live. But I will be calling it a night here after a while. Definitely appreciate those of you who have chose to spend some time on the Infinite Couch tonight. Those of you who clicked that magical follow button. But most of all, I just hope you're having a laid back Monday evening, and I hope I can assist in making a nice night for you.
Kid got it fair and square.
See if they're blockable. Nope.
You don't need to keep tangling with all those things.
Okay, I can just peace out.
He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Consoling me there. He's like, you didn't just steal from the animals, don't
We'll
worry.
all be better off once the Bastion is complete.
Ah, that's the propaganda we're going with. I see.
The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Okay, I reckon, go ahead and upgrade the distillery. The true distillery grants access to potent spirits from the private reserve.
Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve.
So it would appear that the Bastion is nearly complete. That's pretty hype. Ah, looks like got a couple new ones here. We have the life wine. Looks like you'll survive an attack that would normally kill you. Pretty cool. Black ride, +2 black tonic. I like that. And this is a very interesting one. Falling malt. Reduce damage from falling, but you do extra damage by falling on foes. Could be an interesting way to play. I wonder, because I tend to fall off a lot. Do I have like a weak... Actually, I've got room for just another one. I'm going to run that one. I fall off a lot, so this is the Devo spirit. Very dry with flavors of pepper and gravel. First crafted by mountaineers, claiming it helped them keep a surer foot.
Fallen malt is filled with crunchy minerals that'll keep you safe out on them rocks.
Crunchy minerals. Disgusting. And we completed the conscience. Level up to level 5.
The conscience. We haven't lost everything, long as we have that.
Very true. The calamity took everything from almost everyone. It took almost everything from everyone else.